Hey, soldiers, I got some Black Friday deals for you. Now, these deals, you won't have to go out and find a parking space. You won't have to engage in hand-to-hand combat, potentially, in order to get these bargains. I want to talk to you about this psychology. We're going to see the antithesis of proper investing psychology. We're going to see that happen today because we're going to see a lot of people on this Black Friday run out to the retail shops, and they're going to engage in conspicuous consumerism. They're going to go out because they see that something's marked down, and they're going to buy, okay? They're buying low, presumably. Bed Bath & Beyond, they always send out the 20% off coupon. Basically, I think everything in the store is marked up 20, probably 25%, and then you come in with the coupon and makes you think you're getting a deal. But the deals I have are real deals. Now, the deals I have, you're going to have to do some due diligence to find out whether or not one of these is good for you. You're going to have to do some work. But these deals, you're purchasing actual assets, either appreciating and or income producing assets. All right, no doorbuster sales, nobody trampling you. Nobody, stealing the Tickle Me Elmo, just snatching it right out of your hand and, throwing it like a quarterback over to the other parent so they can pay for it. None of that. But you will have to do due diligence. Now, year to date, the S&P 500 is down 16%. 16% off on a major index here. Now, how do you invest in an index? Well, you can go out and get an index fund. There are plenty of funds that invest directly into, gives you broad exposure to the S&P 500. You can get that, that discount. Now, I'm going to pepper this whole thing with you having to do your due diligence. This is not Walmart. This is not Best Buy. This is not Amazon where I just say, hey, buy this, and then you just run and buy it. No, you've got to actually figure out what your investment objective is. You've got to also figure out what your tolerances are. Your age, okay, plays a major role. Maybe you shouldn't even be invested in stocks, okay? Or maybe they should be stocks of very established companies that pay dividend and kick off an income for you in retirement. So this is why I'm saying you have to tailor this to you. Now, if we look at another index, okay, we did the NASDAQ, the S&P 500. The NASDAQ is 29% off in this year to date. The NASDAQ is 28.72% off, almost a 30% discount. Now, again, this is the index we're speaking of, not individual stocks, okay? Now, there are individual stocks that are trading at deep bargains. Let's take Amazon, for example, down year to date, 44.76%. Let's take a look at JP Morgan, a bank, okay, that's out there getting, more profitable as the interest rates go up because they can charge you more to borrow that money. They're down 15, almost 16%. So see, what I'm trying to illustrate to you is that there are bargains out there that will help you build wealth. Now, you go out there and buy the latest, greatest, I don't know, what's the big item this year? Is it a television? Another television? Okay, well, fine. That television, as soon as you put it in your cart, it starts depreciating. By the time you get it out to the car and load it up, it has depreciated even more. And by the time Christmas rolls around and you hang it on your wall, oh man, it's plummeting in value. Why? Because they got a new TV that's got more features. It's coming out, 3 months from now. And I'm not saying, look, let's be clear. I'm not saying that you should not enjoy your life. Of course, there are things that are going to make your life more comfortable, okay? You deserve entertainment. I mean, if humans can actually, if we have the capacity to appreciate art and entertainment, then of course, I get it. Now, some of what passes for entertainment these days, it's beyond me, but I guess it's all, relative. So you can either spend this Black Friday in this holiday season, okay, because you're going to be bombarded. You're going to be literally bombarded with ads that say, go out and buy this, buy that, okay? This sale, that sale. And at the end of the day, you are going to be a little lighter for the experience, okay? And you have to figure out whether or not it's in your interest to purchase appreciating assets that maybe even kick off an income, which I think is in most people's, best interest, or if it's in your interest to continue to acquire depreciating items, stuff. But this is how the psychology works, because people will run out and they will respond to Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, the car dealer. They will respond to them saying, we are having a sale. But when the markets have a sale, people do not respond in the same way. In fact, you and I both know someone who has probably bragged about the stock they have when it's high. Do you ever hear anyone saying, hey, you know what? I got in on XYZ stock and I feel good about it because it's at a 2-year low, and I've done all my due diligence, and I know it's a solid company. The economy's having difficulty right now, but I know that once that cyclical swing occurs and we come up out of that trough, I'm pretty confident, based on my data and my research, that this company is going to do very well, as it has in the past. So you never hear someone going on and on about the discount that they purchased an asset at, okay? The discount they got a stock at. Now, some people do say, hey, I bought this house and I got into this neighborhood at, a lower price. These are typically people who, have good investing psychology. But a lot of people brag about how much their house cost. Oh, yeah, this house was $1 million. Okay. And you bought $1 million house in an $850,000 neighborhood. All right, whatever. Side note, I do not believe in purchasing the most expensive real property in an area because I want some room to grow. I don't want, everyone else to have to run to come meet me. So the investing psychology you have to observe is one that says, hey, I'm going to buy low. My mission is to buy low and then sell high. Okay, not to, have this opposite psychology of what I have when I'm purchasing toilet paper. I'm looking for the sale when I'm purchasing toilet paper. I'm looking for the sale when I'm purchasing maybe, a steak. Okay, and I get real excited about being able to get 15% off of a $35 steak, maybe. Okay, but I don't have that same enthusiasm when I'm looking at assets that are going to perpetuate my walk toward financial independence. It's a psychological kind of nuance that we need to work very, very hard at changing. We cannot literally afford to continue to look at assets as something that we should avoid when they're priced lower than they have been in the recent past. Right now, again, you have to do your due diligence. We went over this. We've got a lot of stocks, a lot of indexes that are at multi-year lows, okay? I'll give you one. Now, I'm not investing in this company. I'm just giving it to you as an example of a company that is on the ropes. And I believe if they get the right leadership and start doing the right things, they may be able to, do a course correction here. But Disney, I've talked about Disney in the past. Disney, year to date, is down 36, going to say 37%. This stock's down almost 40% year to date. Now, if we look at the 5-year, it's down 6%. They've seen better days. Part of the reason why Disney is undergoing the type of upheaval that it's experiencing is because in recent years, they've decided to get involved in political issues. They've decided to, become a company that wants to actually, in some instances, antagonize a very customer base that they're supposed to be, cultivating. The parents are the ones who ultimately decide whether or not their child is going to consume a Disney product. Okay. And if you piss the parents off, then of course they're going to be less likely to consume your product. Then you've got another aspect of Disney that, the superhero thing has been done to death. I'm so sick of superhero movies. And I was the biggest comic book fan when I was young. And I saw all the Marvel movies up until Endgame. And then they killed Iron Man and it was over for me. But, okay, fine. If you like these movies, great. But it's been over 20 years now, okay, that we've been dealing with these. I think it's Blade. When did Blade come out? Because Blade was actually the first movie that kind of proved the concept that these types of movies, if done correctly, would work. And yeah, Blade came out in 1998. So it's been over 2 decades of these superhero movies. And the genre is played out. It's tired. It's it's not something that people are really as enthusiastic about as they were when it first started. Disney, I believe, they could exercise some creative genius and explore new territory. And I believe they will at some point. What point that is, I don't know. Now, Disney's got some other issues that prevent me from wanting to invest in this company or support it in any way. Another thing that they have damaged is the Star Wars brand. Star Wars was, it had this little base of folk that could be relied upon to shell out big money for anything Star Wars related. And now that's even fractured, again, because Disney is injecting. People want to go to the movie and be entertained. They don't want to sit down and consume entertainment that's going to preach to them. They don't want that. If people want to be preached to, they will go to church. They've proven they don't want this. And Disney's stock performance of late proves that. But I think that at some point, cooler heads probably will prevail. And they'll say, we got to back off of this. We're going to lose the company. So I'm just using Disney as an example of a company that is down, a tremendous amount. Again, that year to date is almost down 40%. You can look out there and find those values. You're not going to find a brand new television for 40% off. And again, that television is going to depreciate. Oh my God, you're definitely not going to find a new car for 40% off. And that's definitely going to appreciate. But you could go out and find an asset like a stock, a piece of real estate, a precious metal, some commodity that is trading lower than it has been in years, giving you an opportunity to actually ride that wave back up, watch it appreciate. Give a gift. Give the gift of an asset. I don't give people any gifts other than books. That's an asset if they read it. And financial assets. That's all I do. And if I don't have your social security number, I don't buy you financial assets. So that's a very, very, very small group of people. It's like 2 people. Okay. Everybody else gets books, which again is an intellectual asset if you read it. So give the gift of an asset. You can give your kids, an I-bond. We've done videos on that. You can give your kids a framed share of stock that you have done your due diligence on and made sure that you believe per the data that this stock will perform well. Give them a framed certificate of one of them. There are companies out there that do that. And then you go and you buy some others for their brokerage account. Okay, you can buy your child an insurance policy that's going to appreciate over time and help them accumulate money, tax advantage money that they can borrow against when they become an adult and maybe want to buy a house or start a business. All right, speaking of investing, woke investing is whack. Do not get tied up in this ESG investing before you watch this video. Guys, I don't want you to lose money. ESG, it's a lose proposition right now. Watch the video, find out more. Guys, I'll talk to you soon.